Hello? I didn't grab my water. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry, I'm here. What's going on with Twitch? It says I'm live, but there's no thingy majiggy. There we go. And then YouTube. I gotta open up the YouTube chat. Yo, what's up, William? Welcome in. Let's do this. All right, we should be good now. What's up, Lizard? Welcome in. All right. It's gonna be kind of a short stream today. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna stream, but I was like, you know what, why not? I have a couple of these Paldean Fates mini Tims. Who's Tim? Mini Tins. And then I'm gonna just do some shiny Mew hunting. So I got these two things. I picked the two coolest shinies out of the ones that were available because the other ones were like Flamigo, Mousehold, Tinkatink, I think. Actually, I think it shows on the back somewhere. Or it'll show on one of the cards, I think. But they chose a lot of pretty mediocre shinies. So these were like the coolest ones. Did I say hi, Maria? Mariah? Not Maria. Mariah. I remember that. I don't know if I said hi, but hi, welcome in. You got your 402nd shiny today. You got Mewtwo and Sword. Nice. That's a cool one. I definitely want to shiny hunt Mewtwo soon. I'm kind of annoyed I didn't put it on my bingo card, but maybe I can get to it this year. What's up, Infinite? Welcome in. So yeah, I'm just going to open a couple of these. I'll do Smoliv first. We'll do Smoliv first. I think, can you just like slide these off? No, you gotta. They are perforated though, so I can just almost open it the way it's supposed to open. So there's 2 packs in each, so just 4 packs, nothing crazy today. And then we get a little card. Oh, and a sticker. The sticker's kind of cool. I like stickers. Oh, that's all of them. There's only 5. So, yeah, so Flamigo, Mousehold, and Tinkatink, which none of those are very good shinies in my opinion. So I was like, let's choose the ones that are actually kind of cool. Smoliv's alright. Like, it's kind of expected that it would have been like that shiny. What Pokemon game I'm gonna play? I'm gonna do Emerald. We're gonna shiny hunt Mew and Emerald. Are you talking? Oh no, you're not talking about the Mewtwo. Because yeah, we're gonna do Emerald today. It's kind of a cool tin. Oh, I should put the sticker and card in there though. I have a couple of these tins sealed. They are Dragonite ones, which I thought was kind of cool. Also, I got a new friend today. Look at this guy. Quagsire. I saw this at Meijer like a few weeks ago. And then I was at Meijer today and there was only one left. I was like, I gotta get it. There we go. We got Quagsire as well. But alright. Let's open up these 2 really cool shinies on the cover of Ceruledge JK. Arguably the worst shiny of all time. And honestly, if I were to pull anything, I'd be down for another Mew. Like, that'd be great. And I would also be down for, like, Gardevoir. Or just, like, any baby shiny I don't have. We got a Leaf Energy, Pikachu, Greavard, Fanpea, think there's something in this one. Chinchou, Camerupt, Scrafty, oh, Swoobat, Reverse Ceruledge. We got Scraggy, and then an Espathra EX. Nice. So not shut out, that's good. Is it with like a cheat? I used a set of glitches to unlock the event. I did not use a cheating device. But you can use a cheating device to get the event. Alright, Espathra's cool, but I want some shinies. Like, I want, like, the baby shinies. The baby shinies are cool. You got the full art of that one. Last set you opened. You want the Mew, though? Yeah, I pulled both versions of the Mew. So I'm, like, kind of set, but I just, like, wanted a couple packs because there's just so many cool cards in this set. Not gonna, like, be buying every product. Like, if I ever find a booster bundle, which I think should be available either this weekend or next weekend, or already, then... Oh, we got Charizard EX. So 2 Terra EXs, that's very interesting. Nice. Wow, I, like, separated these piles and then just put them all together because I'm an idiot. But yeah, like, so I pulled the 2 Mews, which those were my chase cards. So I'm kind of set on this. But, you know, it'd be cool to pull, like, a Gardevoir or anything from the Ralts line. Or just, like, they got Slowbro. They got some cool shinies in here. Just, like, as baby shinies. So here's Finizen. These packs are so stuck in here, it's crazy. You would think they'd make these tins just slightly bigger. It really feels like the cards could get damaged in them. But that's okay. What's up, Spiky Ear Pichu? Welcome in. Did I already say that? I'm kind of lost today. I don't know if I'm saying everything multiple times. Wow, that pack just, like, exploded some foil or whatever this is. That's cool. Code. This is gonna be a lightning energy. What'd I say? Psychic energy. You guys are crazy. Oh, it's probably just a holo. I'm like, you can't really tell. Oh, wait, no, I think there's a baby shiny in here. All the cards are sticking, so I'm kind of spoiling it, unfortunately. we got a baby shiny Squovet. All right, let's go through the rest of these cards. We got Ultra Ball, Oinkologne. They're just all sticking. Lantern. We got Squovet, Mimikyu Reverse, and Mimikyu Regular Holo. Nice. Do you know what's funny? Is that this is such a random Pokemon. Like, I think Squovet's a good shiny, but I'm pretty sure it was in the last one. It was in Shining Fates, because I'm pretty sure I have a baby shiny Greedent from Shining Fates, so... It's kind of wild that they decided to put 2 of Greedent, and there's yet to be a shiny Dragonite card. I'm just like, maybe the next Fates set in 3 years or whatever, we'll have the Dratini line. There's the code. It definitely was in the last one. Yeah, I have a Greedent from the last one. I just think it's weird that they decided to put it in both. It's so random. We got Lapras. Oh, geez. See, all these ones are just, like, sticking together. Mime Jr., Maschiff, Barboach, Nemona's Backpack, Whimsicott, Atticus, Reverse McDonald's Pikachu, Reverse Grapploct, and Squawkabilly EX. So, we got a hit in every pack, but only one was, like, a shiny. The rest were all just EXs. That's cool. At least the Terra EXs, like, are, like, they feel premium. With, like, the texture and glitter and stuff. Also, it's funny because this Charizard EX is, like, exactly the same as the one from Obsidian Flames. I'm pretty sure it's the same art as well. And I have not only 2 of this one now, I also have one from Obsidian Flames. Yeah, we got Squovet. So I guess we completed the shiny Squovet line in card form, but through different sets, which is very random. That's cool. Now let's open up some Emerald and start shiny hunting Mew. Let me get rid of this garbage though. There's some garbage I need to get rid of. Put this here. Oh, here's some more cards I didn't get rid of. All right, I'll be like really quick. Leave like right back. Because I just got to get rid of some of this garbage. And then we will do some Emerald shiny hunting. For probably only like an hour or so. Not super long. Don't have that much time to stream today. I mean, maybe I stream later. I don't know. I don't know if I want to, though. We'll see. Because if I do, it would be for the... it would be for the Litwick I'm going for in Motorstoke Gym. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Got these cool tins now. Honestly, I like the mini tins more than the regular size tins. If I'm being honest. Alright, we're not gonna do Bidoof today, because I don't have that much time to shiny hunt. So we're just gonna see what we can do with these two. Why does it look so, like, checkerboardy? What the heck? Well, that's making it worse. Do I go farther away? Do I go closer? Okay, this looks fine. Alright. Let's get the Mew. Let's hope. That'd be crazy if I got the Mew today. It would be very cool. This is like the first time I'm doing this with without the Bidoof. And I did not get the Bidoof. I want to kind of get as many encounters in as possible in the short time I have today. So next time we'll bring Bidoof back. Oh, I want to watch the battle video. Let me do that. I always forget to do this. I want to like consistently watch the battle video because I haven't found a shiny after like watching a battle video. Why am I not on my bike anymore? And I feel like I'm really due to get a shiny in the later frames. So let's see what we can do today. And also see if we're a little faster. Imagine I just get it today. Just hit 1900 for Naval Rock, Lugia, and Fire Red. Nice. How do you get Naval Rock? Do you use like an R4 or a cheating device? Or is there like a way you can unlock it with glitches? Those events I never knew much info on. Muse Emerald only, isn't Runaway good enough for the broken RNG? Yeah, Runaway's the only way to hunt this thing in Emerald. You cannot reset for it. Imagine if you could. It'd actually be pretty easy. Because you could just, like, do this. And then just stand, like, just save here and then keep encountering it. It'd be crazy. The simplest way to put, like, the broken RNG in Emerald is if you aren't doing reset hunts, it's pretty much normal RNG. Like, it's not, but it will feel like it is normal RNG. So as long as you... the thing is you have to have your game running for, like, a good amount of time so that you're seeing different frames. And when you reset, it just resets the frames over and over again back to the old, like, the early ones. So, like, runaways and random encounters, fishing encounters, like, any of that stuff, like, totally fine. And there's, like, even if you, like, there are ways to do reset hunts in Emerald, too. It's just, in my opinion, not really worth it. It's really only for people who want a challenge, because there's usually easier ways to hunt Pokemon than resetting for them in Emerald. To ask you why, but you've decided to go for the 5% Farfetch'd and Sword. Thing is, 5% Overworld isn't that bad. I got a shiny Farfetch'd in Sword while hatching Milcery eggs. It was with Shiny Charm. But, like, yeah, it was only... I mean, I got really lucky with it. It took me, like, 89 encounters. But, like, it didn't take that long to get those encounters because, like, you just ride your bike around. Just do loops. If you just do loops in that area, you'll be far enough away from them to despawn them, and then they'll respawn. And, like, 5% isn't terrible for Overworld, as long as you're only encountering your target. Like, 5% in grass is really tough because you can't control what you're, like, encountering. But 5% Overworld, like, it doesn't take that long to get those encounters. You want to get to 2100 today? Good luck. You got oh, you're using Charm, you got 100k. Oh, so you're gonna go... Are you gonna only go for the Brilliant ones, then? I feel like there's no point of KOing them if you aren't doing the Brilliant method. I don't think the Brilliant method is worth it for Farfetch'd. Brilliant method is really only worth it for Pokemon that are like 30% encounter rate or up. So I would advise to stop, like, not KO them anymore and just encounter any of them. Don't only encounter the Brilliants, it'll take too long. You're doing the pseudo method for in Gen 4 Soul Sword for Heracross, almost 1,000 eggs. Sad part is, that isn't even odds. I don't think. Isn't Masuda method like 1 in 1,700? Or could be 1 in 1,300. Um, 5 in 8192. Which I think is 1 in, like, 1,700, right? Because 5 in 4096, I think, is 1 in 819. So it'd be 1 in 1638, if I'm not mistaken. Where's my phone? I don't have a calculator on me right now. 8192 divided by 5. Yeah, 1 in 1638, I was right. I'm good at math, guys. I don't need calculators. Isn't that crazy? Masuda method's crazy in Gen 4, because it's like, obviously it's still significantly better, but like, in the context of, like, newer gen Masuda method with Shiny Charm, it's so much worse. Like my longest ever Masuda method hunt was like 1,600 eggs. It was like early 1600s. And that's like not even odds for just a Masuda method in Gen 4, which is crazy. But hopefully you get it soon. Only 600 more to hit odds. You do KOs just as a backup? You don't plan on KO? Oh, okay. What's funny too is that like if you really do the math, you're super like if you were to KO even 500 of a Pokemon species and then just encounter all of them and not only Brilliance, you're extremely unlikely for the shiny to specifically be a Brilliant because of the how low the encounter rate is. But that actually happened to me when I was hunting for the Misty Mark in Sword and Shield, which I still don't have it yet, but I was hunting for Ralts, and I had KO'd 500 Ralts, 500 Bunnelbees, like 100 Metapods. Like, most of the Pokemon, like, were max Brilliant rate, and some of them were max Shiny rate for Brilliance, too. But you're just so unlikely to, like, specifically run into a Brilliant that is also Shiny when you're just running into everything. And the Shiny I got while running into everything was a Brilliant Ralts. That'll probably be the only time that would ever happen to me. Like, it's crazy rare. Thanks for checking, by the way. You are good at math. Yeah. Watched your tier list on YouTube on shiny hunting. It was super cool. On the methods or the shiny Pokemon? Because I have a couple. I have one for like, or I have some that rank like shiny Pokemon by like how they look, and then some that I have one that ranks shiny Pokemon based on how hard they are to find shiny, which is pretty outdated now. But and then I have one that is ranking the methods based on how hard they are, and then one that's ranking the methods based on how much I enjoy them. You're on 12k for Riley's Riolu egg. It's so rough. That is terrible. How long does it take, roughly, to hatch one of the eggs? Like, from receiving the egg and then just, like, biking with it. Like, how long does that usually take to hatch? This one was so cool. What, you have your favorite shiny tier video? I have for the first 7 generations. I don't remember if I did Gen 8. I don't know. I kind of stopped making tier list videos because they stopped yielding as many views. And it's one of those things like with YouTube, when you see like a decline in interest in your videos and you're not like super like, and it was fun making those videos, but it's not something I'm like, oh, I gotta rush in to get this tier list video out. It was more like, oh, they're not doing so well. I guess I just won't make them anymore. So that's kind of what happened there. So I haven't done Gen 8 or 9, and I haven't done like all-time favorite shinies. Five minutes-ish, depends on how. Oh, that's rough. It sucked. This crazy thing is, this is gonna sound crazy, but it almost feels like Manaphy is more approachable than that. You know? Because not only does shiny Manaphy, you can like get multiple eggs per attempt. Where like Riolu, you get one and then you have to reset and then get one again. Don't get me wrong, Manaphy's still ridiculously hard because you have to like play like roughly 20 minutes of gameplay before being able to like even hatch the eggs. And 20 minutes as in like to get to Sandgem Town and then also trade all the eggs over. But you can pre-walk the eggs. So you can pre-walk the Manaphy eggs so that when you do like you can like set up, you can have like 4 eggs per attempt. So that's already 4 times the amount. And then when you trade them over, you can have them pre-walked to 1 egg cycle. So it'll only take you like a max of 256 steps to hatch them. Which is just crazy to me. Like, I definitely, when I go to do Manaphy, I want to like really optimize that hunt. Because there's been so much more info on it since I started hunting it so many years ago. And then put it on hold. Takes like 4 eggs to hatch, like 17 minutes on Soul Silver. So it takes 17 minutes to hatch like 4 eggs. That's crazy. Masuda method is like hatching eggs in older gens is just crazy hard. You did T-Smash. Can you explain to you the respawn mechanic? You're just a little confused on how that works. I mean, if you want my honest opinion, you'd be better off just hunting shiny authentic Sinistea in Scarlet and Violet. It's like not even a hard shiny hunt in Scarlet and Violet. But if you must know, I do have 2 tutorials on my YouTube channel how it works. Like one that like explains how the method works, and the other that explains like how I optimized it. But essentially, it's just like Pokemon are predetermined in the overworld when they spawn in. So like when a Pokemon spawns in, everything about it is generated. Just think of like Scarlet and Violet shinies and whatnot, but without the ability to see if they're shiny. Like obviously you're not gonna get a different Pokemon when you encounter it versus not like being next to it. It's not gonna just magically change to a different Pokemon. So like what you do is you essentially just look for Sinestees in the overworld in Old Cemetery, and then you save in front of them before encountering them. And then once after you save, you encounter it, and then you catch it to see if it's authentic or phony. If it's phony, you move on to the next Sinistea, save in front of it, catch it, see if it's authentic or phony. And you do that until you find an authentic Sinistea that you had saved in front of, because you have to save in front of every single one before you encounter them. And if you find the authentic Sinistea after catching it, you just reset so that it's still there. And you know it'll always be an authentic, it'll always be a non-shiny authentic Sinistea. Then what you do is you encounter it and KO it, because there's a mechanic in Sword and Shield where if you KO a Pokemon in the overworld, the next thing to spawn in is a 50% chance to be the same kind of Pokemon that you just KO'd. So, Sinistea, authentic Sinistea is normally 1% in the Old Cemetery, but if you KO an authentic Sinistea, because it does work through forms, it's not just species, it's through forms too. So if you KO an authentic Sinistea, which you know the one that you saved in front of is an authentic because you checked it beforehand by catching it and seeing what pot you can use on it. So you KO the authentic Sinistea, the next spawn will be very likely to be an authentic Sinistea. And then it's just, it's just do that until you get a shiny. Like, you just keep KOing them until essentially not a Sinistea spawns. And then you restart your game and go from the start again. What I did is there's like this one patch in Old Cemetery that gets 3 spawn points. And I made all 3 of those spawns authentic Sinistea, so that I didn't have to reset as much. After I didn't get Sinistea spawns anymore from one spot, I would go to the next spot and then just do the same thing again. Just KOing them until not a Sinistea spawns next. Which, you still are very likely to phase on a phony Sinistea doing it, because obviously there's no point in checking every single one of them. And if you catch them, it doesn't count as KOing them, so you won't get the 50% chance. So you can sometimes get into a chain of phony Sinesteas, and you just won't know. But I mean, it's still better than a 1%, because normally if you just seek out every Sinistea in Old Cemetery and you encounter them and run from them, you will roughly have to phase 20 times to find a shiny authentic one. But if you do the KO method, you will odds-wise find one in 2 phases as opposed to 20. So it just makes it a lot more likely to find authentic Sinistea. But again, in Scarlet and Violet, they kind of really ruined the idea of authentic Sinistea. So you can just find an authentic Sinistea outbreak, and then every single one of them will be authentic, and then you just find a shiny one in 5 minutes. So they kind of really ruined that, in my opinion. Same with Poltergeist. You only got 1 Manaphy. I don't know how to get 4 more to make it optimized. You actually can only get 3 because Gen 4 doesn't let you trade. If you have to have 2 Pokemon in your party to trade. So you can't have 5 eggs that it won't let you trade. You have to have 2 Pokemon and 4 eggs. So 4 is what you need. For my system, I have 8. So each save file gets 8 eggs before I have to restart them. The way to get more Manaphy eggs is essentially just play through Ranger, like get more copies of Ranger to play through, and then send those eggs into a Gen 4 game, and then trade them to whatever games you're hunting on. And so you have 4 or more. You can use that by either, you know, buying authentic Ranger games that you only get to use one at a time, or you can wipe a Ranger game if you have a homebrewed 3DS. Apparently there's a program that you can download that wipes, like, DS cartridges, so you can, like, factory reset authentic Ranger games, and then be able to get more Manaphy eggs off of them, but you have to keep playing through them. Or, and this is probably, like, the easiest way to do it, and this could work with, like, an R4 card or an authentic cartridge if you have a homebrewed 3DS. R4 card, yeah, you would need it. No, R4 card, you wouldn't need a homebrewed 3DS. But if you want to use authentic cartridges, you would. And that is essentially, like, right before you take the egg off of Ranger, you back up the save file. And then take the egg off, and then restore the save file. And then you have another egg that you can immediately take off of your Ranger game again. Which with R4, you don't need, like, a homebrewed 3DS, but in order to back up, like, actual cartridges, you need a homebrew 3DS, which I want to do that, because I think it'd be cool, because I have, like, 6 authentic copies of Ranger that just don't have eggs on them. It'd be cool to, like, use those if I, like, need to get more eggs. You're not talking about Synesty specifically, you're just talking about if the battle or encounter, there's, like, a chance for that to be the same. Yeah, so it's just, like, anything overworld that isn't, like, a strong spawn, like a Wanderer. If you just KO it, it'll have a 50% chance of being the next spawn that shows up. So, like, another good example of, like, where that's an effective method is Munchlax in Sword and Shield. One area in the wild area in Sword and Shield, Munchlax is, like, a 2% encounter rate. So if you, like, find a Munchlax, you can KO it, and then, like, the next one will be, like, a 51% chance to spawn in instead of a 2%. So, and then you just keep KOing them. But that's, like, really only worth it for Pokemon that have really low encounter rates. Because obviously with Overworld, you can just ride your bike around until, like, your low percentage Pokemon spawns in anyway. It's really the most effective with Synesty, because Synesty is, like, the one alternate form that you just cannot tell unless you, like, either wait a while in battle or catch it. So that's why it's very popular to do that method with Synesty and not just, like, any other Pokemon. Because even, like, a 2%, like, it's probably faster to do the KO method for, like, a 2% Munchlax or something, but it wouldn't take you that long to just ride your bike around until another Munchlax spawns in. Especially with how many spawn points there are in the wild area. You don't know if you can play through Ranger 3 more times? Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, like, back up the save file. Like, if you use, like, an R4 card, or, like, if you have a homebrewed 3DS, you can just, like, play through Ranger once, get to the point where you have the egg that's ready to send off, and then back up the save file, and then send the egg off, and then restore the save file to what it was before you sent the egg off. And just, like, you can just do that over and over again. That's what I'm going to do, but I unfortunately didn't think to do that. Like, I watched a video, and it was after I had already, like, taken the egg off for my Gen 4 Living Dex video. And so I'd have to play through Ranger another time. But, I mean, it doesn't take long to play through Ranger. It takes, like, a few hours. It's a very quick game to play through. Unless you get stuck fighting that stupid Salamence. That Salamence is ridiculously hard. That is the hardest Pokemon in the whole game. Like, even the legendary beasts are easier than that Salamence. And Fairy sent your egg off already, but I guess you can play through one more time. Yeah, that's kind of my plan when I go to do that. Plus, like, there's a video by, I believe it's Sleepy Taylor, that talks about, like, optimizing the Manaphy hunt. And they talk about, like, pre-walking your eggs until they're down to 1 egg cycle. And that if you walk your eggs down to 1 egg cycle, there's a chance. I don't know how this actually works. Like, I wasn't super, like, I wasn't 100% understanding, but what I have taken from that video is that allegedly an egg cycle is random how many steps it takes. That can take up to 256, but sometimes can take less. Because what happens is, when you hatch an egg, and then like say you hatch a Manaphy egg and then you restart and then trade that egg off, it like that one step you take to get back into the trade center, that doesn't do anything because when you trade your egg to another save file, it just sets it to whatever the egg cycle's on, not how many specific steps. But they were explaining that there's a chance that your egg cycle could just be one step, and that no matter what, you'd get locked into hatching it before you can, like, trade it off again. And if that happens, it's good to have, like, a backup of Ranger to, like, get another egg from. Which I was a little confused on that, because I always assumed that egg cycles were, like it seems weird to me that an egg cycle could be one step long. Like, that just seems kind of broken, and, like, how would you determine if, like, how many egg cycles you've walked through? I'm just not sure. But, yeah. See, like, pre-walk your eggs to one egg cycle so that it would take, like, a max of 256 steps to hatch. So it's, like, significantly faster to hatch the eggs. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that, but I guess it would always be good to have, like, a backup of Ranger just in case, like, you get locked into hatching an egg in one step. Oh, I totally covered up freaking the YouTube chat. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. You Masuda hunted Farfetch'd in Sword recently? Nice. Did 2k Alolan Vulpix in Sword until someone told you it's not possible? Wait, why wouldn't it be possible? Whoever told you you can't get a Alolan Vulpix shiny in Sword is just lying to you. You see, you can get the Misty Mark in Kitakami. Yeah, I was informed as soon as it was discovered, which was like months ago. My plan is to hunt a set of 7 Milcery in Sword and Shield and just hope one of those has the Misty Mark. If not, if I do however many phases it takes to get 7 shiny Milcery in Sword and Shield, I will then do the Misty Mark in Kitakami. 98 away? 98 away from what? Did I miss something? What weather icon is overcast in Sword and Shield? It is the one that looks like partly cloudy. It's the one with the sun with the cloud next to it. It is very confusing. That's just the icon they've used for cloudy weather in the mainline games. When it's like the exact same icon as partly cloudy in Pokemon GO. Oh, from 8192? I'm not 98 away from 8192 odds. I'm 1 away from just 8192. I'm also I'm 8,500 in Motostoke now. There's a solid chance that becomes my longest 1 in 4096 hunt. It's weird not having my phone over here to count for Bidoof. I just didn't really want to slow down these Mew encounters because I can't really be streaming for that long today. I just need one of these Mews to be blue. So it says ducks spawn in Overcast in Giant's Mirror. There would be more spawn. I'm not. So you gotta be more specific. I don't know what you mean by ducks. Is that like ducklet? Is that like Psyduck? Like what is that? Oh, you're talking about Farfetch'd. Oh, let me see. So what? Giant's Mirror. Pokemon hidden encounters. Visible encounters. I mean, it's just 5% still. But there might be more spawn points, so I mean, maybe you'd be more likely to find. What's nice about the daycare area, though, is that there's just, the daycare area, you just do, like, a loop around every time, and it's, like, really easy to refresh all the spawns consistently. Like, I don't think you're gonna find much of a difference in Giant's Mirror. If Farfetch'd was like 10% in Giant's Mirror, I'd be like, yeah, for sure go for that, but... Sonics has a video on how to refresh the spawns faster without doing the loop. Interesting. Is there a faster way? Because, like, you still get spawns up by the daycare, so, like, why wouldn't you just do the loop? I guess I just can't picture what that would be. Unless it's like a... It could be like a you go down and then, like, out, and then back, and then down, and then out. Like that, maybe. That could be... That's the only thing I could think of that would, like, make sense, but at the same time, is that even faster? There's only that one patch. You can refresh all 3 patches just by staying down by them. And you just push all the way into the corner and it resets the other side. Huh. I might know what you're talking about, because I could imagine I probably watched his video. Dude, when I first discovered Sonics, I watched, like, every single one of his shiny hunting videos, and, like, I'm subscribed to him, so every time he posts, like, a new one, I just watch it. So I've probably seen that video, but it's been a while. So I feel like I kind of know what you're talking about, but I still can't really picture how it's, like, faster than just, like, looping around, because it doesn't take that long to loop around. But I mean, I'll take your word for it. I would just need to see it. Maybe I'll just watch that video tonight. This one's 4 years old. Isn't that crazy that Sword and Shield's over 4 years old? Dude, I got back into Pokemon at the tail end of, like, Gen 6, and, like, Gen 7... It's weird that Gen 7 isn't even, like, a new gen now. Gen 7 is 8 years old. Isn't that crazy? Almost 8 years old. Like, we just passed the 10-year anniversary of X and Y, and in 2 years, we'll have the 10-year anniversary of Sun and Moon. Just realized you effectively locked your shiny Meowth out of every game besides Sword and Shield because you gave it G-Max Soup. Rip Ribbons you want to give it? You can just give it G-Max Soup again, and then it'll remove the Gigantamax factor. It works both ways. Like, Max Soup either gives or removes the Gigantamax factor, so... it's not locked out of anything. You just have to remove Gigantamax from it, and then I guess once you get all your ribbons, you can add it back if you want. Gen 7 is retro? Yeah, for real. What is the definition of retro? Isn't it like a specific amount of years? Style, fashion, or design from the recent past. What qualifies something as retro? 20 years. Okay, so Sun and Moon is not 20 years. Is not retro. But I think in a couple years, Diamond and Pearl will be considered retro. Which is wild to me. Hey, no problem, Grant. Also, I'm still a little curious on what Julian was talking about the someone, like, did they actually quit out on a shiny hunt because someone told them you just couldn't get a shiny from it? When that's just false. You didn't know retro had a hard minimum? Yeah, no, I knew it did. I wasn't sure if it was 10 years, though, or, like, longer. What did you specifically pay attention to so as to not miss the shiny duck? I noticed it right away. I'm very good at differentiating colors, so I noticed it before it sparkled. So I can't really help you that. I guess just pay attention to the sparkles. But, like, a rule of thumb is that, like, I say this all the time. If you're gonna encounter the same Pokemon hundreds to thousands of times, even the most subtle shinies, you will probably notice right away when it shows up. Like, you'll shino yourself for sure. Like, you'll think you'll find a shiny, and you'll be like, oh, no, it's not shiny. Like, you'll do that a lot, but as soon as the actual shiny shows up, you'll notice it right away. Thank you, Sue. If you get 2 Gigantamax Duraludon, you can take the Dynamax suit trade, 1 to Violet and evolve it. Yeah, you just wouldn't be able to send it back into Sword and Shield after that. And yeah, you should be able to shiny hunt Alolan Vulpix via eggs in Sword and Shield. I don't know why someone told you it wasn't possible. You just have to have, like, an Alolan Vulpix hold an Everstone so that you get Alolan ones and not Kanto ones. And then if you just do, like, normal Masuda method, you'll be chillin'. I can't believe I'm gonna go to 9,000 on Litwick today. The only weird thing with Sword and Shield eggs is how the shiny charm doesn't affect them under certain conditions. What do you mean by that? I don't know if that's true. Unless you're referring to the fact that the shiny charm doesn't give as many rolls as it does for wild Pokemon, which has been a thing since Gen 6, so that's, like, irrelevant. Shiny charm only gives 1 additional roll if you're not using Masuda method. But that's been a thing since, since the 1 in 4096 odds, so it's not, like, a weird thing. So, like, if you do shiny charm egg hunting without Masuda method, your odds are 1 in 2048 as opposed to 1 in 1365 if you have shiny charm and hunt, like, anything else. But if you do Masuda method, I believe it gives the proper rolls, right? We just looked up Masuda method art earlier, but I got rid of the tab. So 8 reroll. Oh, that's with shiny charm. Without shiny charm is 6. So it does work with shiny charm. So yeah. So it gives 2 additional rolls if you are Masuda methoding. If you're not Masuda methoding, it only gives 1 additional roll. But that's been a thing since all 1 in 4096 shiny games. That's not that wasn't new for Sword and Shield. It was just kind of brought up upon recently from Anubis, which is still odd, but it hasn't It's not like a Sword and Shield specific thing. The other thing you're talking about that could be weird is in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, the shiny value is like predetermined when you do Masuda Method. That's another like weird thing with Masuda Method. Other than that, I can't think of any like weird thing with like breeding for shinies. You got your shiny Alolan Vulpix from Masuda Hunt and Violet after giving up in Sword? Oh, okay. But yeah, you can get it in Sword and Shield. Okay, I should be back. That's weird. I got the OBS disconnected thing, which admittedly has not happened in a while, but I think that was just my internet. I don't think that was anything to do with simulcasting. Oh, I think I have to like swap to a different. The thing about Twitch is that you start like streaming again and it just works. YouTube, it's like I gotta go to a different YouTube like stream now, which is so just unfortunate. Oh, unless I don't. Are we back? Are we? This is like the same one, right? Are we here? Can you guys see me on YouTube? Someone in YouTube say something in the chat. And if I don't get anything, I'm gonna assume that this is actually the wrong one. Oh, okay, so it does. Okay, so never mind. It does work for YouTube. But yeah, I had OBS disconnected. But to be fair, that's not like that has happened before. Not monox. I don't know why I'm reading that weird. Not monoxide. Thank you for the shiny luck. You thought you weren't going to notice Palki's shiny BDC, but you knew right away before the sparkles to your earlier point. Yeah. I don't really consider Palkia to be a subtle shiny. It's just not like a crazy, obnoxiously different shiny. Like, when I think of, like, subtle shinies, I think of, like, Regice or, like, Gengar or, like, Galarian Farfetch'd. Okay, so it appears we are good. That was the most seamless, like, going back to streaming since disconnecting, so that's good. But we haven't had that yet, so I think that was just my internet. Mike, you love the dedication. Thank you. It bothers you about Ultra Sun Masuda? It bothers me too. It makes me. It's like Emerald RNG, but more like. It's a little cheesier because people do that weird thing with Magikarp where they just hatch the egg super fast until they get a shiny Magikarp and then reset and they just know exactly what egg they're gonna get the shiny on. Like, I think it's a little cheesy. It's almost like RNG abuse, but not like. It's not like actual RNG abuse. It's just like a weird quirk with how eggs work. You're curious what's my opinion on Giratina? Giratina is one of the coolest legendaries. And a really cool shiny, too. Let me just make sure, because I had to close out OBS. Let me just make sure I do this with the Elgato so that it doesn't... I'm always kind of worried about doing this when I'm live, because I've had it where I like refreshed the Elgato and it crashed my like whole PC when I was live. It was very scary. You love that thing? Yeah, Giratina is awesome. I definitely want to shiny hunt it one day in like the distortion world would be cool. Part of me thinks I should put, like, sticky pads on the bottoms of my Game Boys, because they, like, slide a lot. So one thing about Game Boy SPs is that they don't have, like, grippy things on the bottom when, like, DSs do. And it actually makes kind of a big difference when you're shiny hunting. But admittedly, most of the time I'm shiny hunting on these Game Boys, I also have two DSs next to them. So, like, they don't... It's, like, hard to move them when there's, like, grip anchors that they're right next against. Oh my god, it's GD Cologne. I don't know what that means. Is that, like, a reference to something? You just get a roll of that grippy paper stuff. I don't know what you mean. I use these like card mats that help a little bit, because if it was just on like the smooth desk, it would be even worse. But yeah. On my 3DS, this is actually kind of funny. On my 3DS, there are grippy things on the 3DS, like right here, but I lost this one. The screw fell out and I lost the grippy thing. And then, just like losing that, my DS was sliding all around, so I had to like get these other grip ones that I had to put over it, which, this is actually the second time I've had to do this, because they recently just fell off. Like, some of them fell off, so I had to put new ones on. We had to do that, and I had to do this because I was doing Safari Week, and then every time I tried to like do encounters on the 3DS, it would slide around, so I had to wrap like rubber bands around it, because then the rubber bands helped it stick to the box that they were on. It's called Grip Liner. It comes in a roll, and you can cut it to size. It just rolls out on any surface you can buy, like, anywhere. Yeah, but, like, how many uses do you get out of it before it, like, wears out? Is it, like, a lot? And it's just, like, a more... Is it more like a... Not, like, paper? Is it more like a... I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it almost just feels like you would need just, like, a sheet of rubber and be, like, you'd be chilling forever. Like, you wouldn't have to worry about some of that. So is it like something that's almost like a rubbery texture? Have you seen the Giratina movie? I have. I saw the Giratina movie when it was like new. I saw it on Cartoon Network. And I was hyped, dude. It was awesome. I vividly remember watching it as a kid. I watched it in our like old back bedroom because my parents didn't want to watch it. So I like watched it in the back bedroom, and I thought it was awesome. The coolest Pokemon movie though is The Rise of Darkrai, because it's literally just like a Godzilla movie but with Pokemon. They even use King Ghidorah's sound for Palkia, and it's awesome. Just hold the DS in your hand, but it'd be difficult to hold several. Yeah, I mean, like, if I'm using one Game Boy or something, and I'm not recording it or streaming it, yeah, I would just hold it, you know? It's heavy duty, it's like rubber material. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I do like these pads, though. These like, card mats. Because they're cool. And it's on brand, too. They're on brand because we got Shiny Mew right here. You think you found what I was talking about in Sword and Shield Eggs? Because, as you said, the Shiny Charm is only meant to add one bonus roll instead of two when generating eggs in Sword and Shield. If either the Masuda bonus or the Shiny Charm is present, the game will subtract 1 to the total number of bonus Shiny rolls. This means that because of the normal Shiny Charm behavior, the code produces a bugged +5 Shiny rolls from Masuda method instead of +6. Oh, so if you do Masuda method without Charm, it's worse, and if you do not Masuda method with Charm, it's worse? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're saying? So, like, Masuda method without Charm is worse than what it should be, and then regular egg hatching with Charm is worse than what it should be. Is that what you're saying? By one roll? Most commonly used for, like, cabinets and glassware, so it doesn't slide at all. I see. Masuda plus Charm equals +7. Masuda equals +5. And Charm is +1. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah. So, No, wait, no. I think you're confused. Wouldn't Masuda just be +4? Because you're forgetting the normal roll. Because Masuda method without Shiny Charm should be 6 and 4096 would be +5. Unless this is taking into account that bug. No, because the Shiny Charm adds 2. And it's 8 with Shiny Charm. But it does say... Oh, wait, hold up. So, this is on Bulbapedia. Gen 4 has 4 additional rolls. Gen 5 has 5 additional rolls. Gen 6 has 5 additional rolls. For 6 and 4096. Gen 7... Sorry, Gen 6 and 7 is 5 additional rolls to make it 6 out of 4096. Gen 8, it says 6 additional rolls, but it also still says 6 out of 4096. So I guess it's showing the intended amount of rolls, even though that is not affecting the odds on this chart, which is kind of confusing. But it is showing the bug there, I guess. Just in a weird way. Masuda's supposed to be an additional roll. Total rolls to have default. Masuda's supposed to be an additional roll. Total rolls will have the default 1 added to each. Okay, I'm getting a little confused. Okay. But essentially is that, you know, without Shiny Charm, if you do Masuda method, it's 1 less roll than you would think. And if you do not Masuda method with Shiny Charm, it's 1 less roll than you'd think. Yeah, +1 means 2 total dice rolls. If you're saying +5 for Masuda method, that means it would be 6 total rolls, which would be correct. It wouldn't be with the bug. So unless I'm missing something, because 6 rolls would be correct, it wouldn't be a bug. The Giratina capture scene was awfully sad, seeing poor Giratina suffer. I mean, it's a children's movie based on fictional creatures. I don't think you gotta be that emotionally attached to it. I think what's sadder is, like, the friggin' Ash, like, dying in the first Pokemon movie and Pikachu's trying to wake him up. Or when Celebi's, like, dies in the 4th movie. As opposed to just Giratina getting captured. It was meant to be +6. Oh, it was meant to be +6. Oh, then that just means... Oh, why though? So that just means the Shiny Charm is always supposed to be +1? It's like really confusing. Is a specific event needed to access this Mew? You've been a minute since you've played these OG games. Yeah, so you need the old C-map event item. You can get that by either, like, injecting the event into your game, either via, like, some sort of distribution cartridge, R4, or a cheating device, or you can use a set of glitches to give yourself the item, and then a set of other glitches to, like, unlock the event. Like, to trigger the event flags, which is what I did. I did, like, a set of glitches. Giratina was screeching in pain as Zero's machine zapped it. I mean, everything would be, like, screeching in pain if you zapped it, except for, like, an electric type, I guess. Electric type would be like, this is great. I think you're a little too invested in this fictional story, my dude. I just remember being blown away that they gave Shaman a different form in that movie, and then it like they like did that in Platinum. Like that was so crazy to me. That's awesome, but this one can have your OT correct. Yeah, so like if you physically catch the Pokemon yourself, it has your OT. Yeah, the Gen 1 one has to be GF, and then the specific ID in order to send up. This one just legally sends up no matter what. You're gonna try it sometime then? Yeah, go for it. It's awesome. Plus, you can like pick what Pokeball to catch Mew into, which makes it better. Which naturally everyone just does Dive Ball. So, yep, almost odds. Thank you for the shiny luck, Falcon. It is crazy how much like the superstition for Emerald RNG like takes over. Which, speaking of which, Oscar, hopefully you're aware of Emerald's RNG. You do have to do runaways for me. You can't reset for it, so keep that in mind. But it's funny how like the broken Emerald RNG superstition is so real. Where I'm just like, oh my gosh, of course I'm gonna go over odds for this because it's Emerald, and I go over odds for every Emerald, and the RNG's broken. When I am literally more encounters in for Litwick in Sword and Shield, which has double the shiny rate, and it's just like, yep, I'm getting unlucky. It's just a totally different mindset. You're autistic if ADHD and depression, you can explain your feelings in the movie. Hey, it's totally good having a connection to a movie. Being invested. I just usually don't get like too emotional when I see a Pokemon, a sad part. There are definitely emotional moments in the Pokemon movies. Like I said with like the first movie. Like it's one thing to have Ash like quote unquote die and like turn to stone or whatever. It's another thing to have like Pikachu trying to wake him up. Like that's what does it, you know? Totally different grind set? No, it's the same grind set. Like, we're just encountering them. It's just, like, it feels worse going over odds in Emerald than it does in other games. Because you feel like it just has something to do with the RNG. Like, my unluckiest shiny hunt I've ever done was in Emerald. But what, like, the reality is that I was also running a Ruby, a Sapphire, and 2 Leaf Greens. And the game that got the shiny was indeed Emerald. So, like, if Emerald's broken RNG was a factor in that, I wouldn't have gotten the shiny in Emerald. And, like, all the other games were just also really unlucky, but it's just a weird mindset you have. Because, like, obviously, like, I got the shiny in Emerald, and not the other games, but I'm just like, this is Emerald's fault. When it's like, honestly, more of the fault of the other games. You have a netball and luxury ball blue Mew, you think Dive will be next? What do you like? Are you actually hunting Mew that many times? Bro, just have fun and be invested. We first watched Back to the Future, you were mimicking Doc unintentionally. It felt like you were there. Imagine that just made me think, imagine they do like VR movies. How crazy would that be? They kind of tried to push that on YouTube, but like no one had VR stuff, so they kind of fell off. They had that whole like 360 thing on YouTube, which if you didn't have a VR headset, you would have to just like swipe like on like a device to like turn around. The Emerald disease infects games within close proximity. Yeah, that's actually a proven fact. Give the Poké doll of Giratina from the Pokemon Center and just started adoring it more ever since. It's on your profile picture. Can I view your profile picture from here? No, I might have to do it from here. Oh, no, I can. Wait. Oh, interesting. Oh, wait, I think someone was that wasn't you telling me about that, was it? There was someone telling me about, like, have I seen the Giratina plush from the Pokemon Center? And I was like, no. And there were two. One was Altered and one was Origin. And the one that was smaller was more expensive for some reason. I forget which one it was. I think it was the Origin one. Was, like, smaller, but more expensive. And I was like, that's weird. You had only hunted it twice, once for all the ribbons, and another to keep in Gen 3, but you messed up the ribbons the first time. Wow. That's crazy. Well, you gotta let me get the shiny first, so. Your options for shiny hunting tonight are continue Farfetch encounters or switch to Heatran Dynamax Adventures. Heatran is your final DA shiny. I mean, I can't give you an... You're not gonna like my answer. I don't like Dynamax Adventures, so I would always just say Farfetch'd, but if you want to, like, complete the Dynamax Adventures, then... I mean, it's up to you which one you go for. Forgot to clap for 8192. Yeah, 8192, you always, like, are like, oh, 8192 is coming up, and then you'll be like, wait, we passed it. You gave your own shiny Giratina after 103 resets. 103 reset? What game was this in? That's crazy. Give it Fairy Terra type. Oh, it was you? Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, because someone was talking about the Giratina plush. And the more I think about it, it'd be, like, kind of very coincidental if it wasn't you. And someone else was just, like, talking about the Giratina plush. You think you're invested in Farfetch tonight? Yeah. Ultra Sun with Shiny Charm? I mean, that's still crazy. That's still, like, less than 1/10 of the odds. Sucks that authentic GBA DS Pokemon games are so expensive. Is there a specific website or method you recommend in order to buy them? So I buy, like, mine from eBay. And honestly, if you want them cheap, just buy Japanese versions. If you want English versions, I guess just look through every site you can until you eventually find maybe a somewhat good deal, but you probably won't. Japanese copies you can get for, like, really cheap. Like, I recently bought a Japanese copy of Ruby with a working battery, and it was only $18, so... You been watching your shiny hunts? You have a question, though? You'd be able to send this Mew up to home? Yes. Yes. It doesn't care about language. All it cares about that it was caught from faraway island in Emerald. So yeah, this is 100% a legal Mew, despite it not being on a Japanese game. So yeah, it doesn't matter what language it is. You vote for purple square. Does that mean Heatran assume because purple shiny? Heatran shiny ain't purple. It's got, like, magenta eyes. Almost like hot pink eyes. And then its body is, like, more orange, I guess. I wouldn't call that a purple shiny. Yeah, the Japanese copy was bought through eBay. They aren't the older games aren't region locked. Once you get into the 3DS era, that's when you have to worry about it. But there's no region lock for, like, DS or Game Boy Advance games. You called your brother after getting Giratina. That's awesome. You were catching Heatran and Heal Ball. Is that a good match? Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Heal Ball, Love Ball. I don't know. Sorry you didn't have a magenta square emoji. It's your fault, man. You're trying to find the path to Giratina and Dynamax Adventures in Soft Reset and Brilliant Diamond. Nice. That'd be a cool Pokemon to do like a generational quest for. I saw someone do a generational quest for, actually, I don't even know if it was a generational quest. It might have been just like an any game you can hunt them in quest. They hunted for like the Lake Trio in like every game they could hunt them in. And it was pretty cool seeing that. You think you still have one Dream Ball? Dream Ball would be cool too, but obviously you can't, you know, if it's not shiny, you're kind of screwed, you know? Your Dynamax Adventure luck was insane. Shiny Xerneas and Shiny Zygarde first try. The Zygarde is insane, because that's such a hard one to hunt, too. And that's one that would be, like, in the future, a lot more difficult to shiny hunt, so that's crazy that you got that so fast. Okay, I think I'm just going to get to 8230. And I'm going to end. It'd be a waste to reset paths for Heatran of all DAs. Yeah, I don't know how that works. You have both shiny forms in Go? I have both shiny forms too. I got the shiny origin form first try in Go. The altered form took me a while, though. I also have two perfect altered forms, and I'm really annoyed that they just will never let us change its form, because I would love to just be able to change Giratina's form, one of my perfect IV ones, to an origin form. You would want to stockpile Dynite Ore first so you could reset and save the ball if not shiny. Oh, do they require you to use Dynite Ore if you, like, reset over them? I know there's a penalty. I don't remember what the penalty is. You only have one Hundo Legendary, Origin Giratina. Hey, I wish I had Origin Giratina. But I got two Altereds that I can use, one for, like, PvP, I guess, and the other one I just can't really use for anything. I have a few Hundo Legendaries, but not a ton. My raid luck is really bad in Pokemon Go. The odds of getting a perfect IV from a raid is 1 in 216, and I average, like, one Hundo every, like, 500 to 600 raids. Like, I go, like, double, triple odds on average. Did I say I was going to end at 30? I guess I'm not. Oh, 10 ore per reset? Oh, that's interesting. You can do Delibird raids to get more Dream Balls, but it's way too much of a grind, honestly. If you get a tier 5 Delibird raid, it's like a 3% chance you get it from a reward, so you're just sitting there battling Delibird and resetting over and over again until you get it. You're hunting for shiny Hisuian Voltorb. You're on 4th phase. Let me guess. Luxio, 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 and Haunter, right? Oh no, you're on 4th phase, so only 3. So either 3 Luxios, or I'm guessing 2 Luxios and a Haunter. Is this correct? I cannot believe I didn't phase for my Voltorb hunt. I played through like most of Legends Arceus to get to that point to hunt Voltorb. And I had never seen a shiny. So, like, if I were to estimate, it was probably, like, 12,000 or so in with no shiny. And then I did 4,000 encounters plus. Like, it was, like, 4,300 or something to get shiny Voltorb. So, like, we're chalking it up to, like, probably 16,000 total encounters with no shiny. But the crazy part is that Luxio I would see almost as much as Voltorb, and Luxio had research level 10, so Luxio was double the shiny rate. and I somehow did not phase. It was honestly insane. Almost, bro. That sucks. What'd you phase on? You got a Shundo Zekrom from raids? Didn't do that many. I got a Shundo defense form Deoxys, which is crazy because, like, I have probably only seen, out of every legendary raid I've done, and mythical, I guess, I think I've only seen, like, 5 Hundos, and 1 was a Shundo. I did not get shiny Bidoof. Oh, all Luxio, yeah. So I was right. I was like, it's either going to be all Luxio or 2 Luxio and a Haunter. Yeah, I didn't get shiny Bidoof. I just can't really stream for that much today, so I didn't want to, like, slow down my Mew encounters. But hey, 250 Mew encounters, not terrible. I'll see if I can stream tomorrow and stream for longer, and we'll do, like, a normal stream. It'll be, like, what we've been doing. Bidoof, Mew, and then Distortions. Juggernaut Alien is Peak. It is a really cool one. It's probably not my favorite Deoxys form. Like, I like the speed form and the attack form. But, it was still crazy to get. I also have it recorded on, like, a Pokemon GO video. My friend invited me to a raid, and I did it, and when you defeat them, you see the CP go down, and then it stops at what the CP's at, and I saw the CP, and I knew it was perfect IV. So I, like, ran upstairs to, like, record. I was like, I just got a perfect IV Deoxys. 1 in 20 chance it's a Shundo. And then it was actually a Shundo. I lost my mind. It was kind of good because you needed a male one, and you got it because of this hunt. Oh, the Luxio. You never had Shundo except for a lucky trade, shiny Magikarp. Hey, it's still a Shundo. I think I have like 8 Shundos in Pokemon GO. Let me see. I was right. I have 8. This one was a lucky trade. This one was a random old trade, so it had a higher chance of being lucky. But it was not a lucky friends trade. This was the Deoxys from the raid. What's cool about the Deoxys is that you cannot trade for it. So it's actually like one of the more rare Shundos to get. Like, you can't just lucky swap them. This was a lucky trade. I still need to max it, though. I don't have enough candy. So maybe when the incarnate form comes back or something. This one was like, my friend found a random shiny Galarian Zigzagoon during the what do you call it? The community day. And while we were like, they were like, oh, it's over by here. And then I went and like, I clicked a shiny. I'm like, oh, I got a shiny one. And it ended up being the one. I was like, oh my gosh, it was the one they called out. This was a lucky trade. This was a hatch. I hatched this one. And then this was just a random old trade that went lucky as well. So there's all my Shundos in Pokemon GO. But I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the stream. And I will see you